Okay, so Shaggy has arrived on the scene. We now have to say farewell to Ricky Martin. This is his final top 10 single, but it's kind of a ships in the night thing because we're getting more from Christina before she goes dirty. This is their duet. It's called Nobody Wants to Be Lonely.
I sound negative today because I kind of dreaded seeing this one coming, and then I've listened to it, and oh my goodness, I have been touched by this song massively. I had goosebumps and everything whenever I listened to this, and I forgot how amazingly good this track actually is. It's just like a perfect Latin ballad all rolled into one.
Oh well, I'll let you kind of be happy. I won't say my comments about it sounding like whole music. I wouldn't say that. I'll move past that. No, actually, to be fair, that's kind of a snarky comment that I thought of when I first heard it. And actually, when I listened to it more, I was kind of like, no, it's actually quite intricate and layered. Actually, the two of them do bounce off quite well. I mean, look, it was nominated for Best Pop Collaboration with Vocals. It lost to Lady Marmalade, which is another Christina track, so she had a pretty good night. Originally a solo track, and then turned into a duet to add Christina on. Now, there's been a few of these in the past. We've had Whitney and Enrique. We've had Whitney and George. We've got this now, and I've kind of gone on record as someone who's not been a massive fan of them because so many of them devolve into a screaming match, and I find that this one actually works a lot better than the previous ones that we've kind of covered.
Yeah, I've written that down.
I think they take different registers, but they both go high and low. There's kind of a lot of interchange between them. They very rarely meet in the middle. There's quite a lot of good bits of overlap on opposite ends. I'm kind of more keen to know why you're so touched by it.
There was so much going on in 2001 that I think like this is a complete forgotten gem, right? So the chorus is amazing, and the delivery and the lyrics, the way that they run as a duet is brilliant. You know, it is lyrically beautiful. But as it went on and on and on, I just got more feels for it, which is really strange. And there's so much about it that's ostentatious, right? But going back to what we've said about the other like duos and duets that we've had so far, this one just remains simple, and it's because of the mastering and stuff of it. So actually what's happened is instrumentation's been brought up, so Christina doing her massive thing, you're like, whoa, well done, but you're not like, whoa, that's annoying. That is so smartly done by me. But I think this is kind of like the most romantic thing that I've connected to so far to date. It's produced by Walter Afanasieff. Yeah, so Walter Afanasieff, he did My Heart Will Go On. So you're seeing here what production value you're getting here. So this is Celine Dion Titanic caliber production in the background. But it does kind of break my heart that it is so forgotten. And I thought it was actually like a much more chill ballad. And then when I listened to it, it's way more upbeat and way more mastered than I remembered it being.
Yeah, I think it's an interesting combination as well. At this point, according to what I've read from Can't Stop the Pop, the blog, they've said that Ricky was trying to break out with Spanish music, Christina trying to break in. She had her Spanish language album come out a few months prior to this. I've always found it quite easy to forget that she actually is kind of part of that Latina scene. But she pulls it off really well here, and it does feel authentic and it does gel properly. There's a 9-year age gap between them. Did you find that to be a problem at all? Did that hinder any believability for you? It didn't for me.
Didn't even notice it.
But I did note it. I did note it down as a thing that was present.
I saw them embrace and loved them hugging and was like, this is great. I'm not into romantic stuff. Like, I like rom-coms until the rom at the end. Like, I could stop like 12 minutes before the end of any rom-com pretty much. But this, I was waiting for this, and I was just so pleased that they started hugging and stuff in the music video. But age for me, not really an issue, providing she's over 18. Maybe she 19 would be a bit further away from the age group. But yeah, I'm really surprised at how moved I've been by this track, because I didn't like the thought of it coming our way.
I think finally and most importantly, it passes the McGurty test. That first verse, the lyrics, could sound quite creepy if done in a creepy voice.
Yeah. Well, the whole thing's about loneliness, isn't it? So it's actually kind of a little bit scary so far. But yeah, lyrically, it's really, really relatable to people, I think. And, you know, it's called Nobody Wants to Be Lonely. And at the time in 2001, like, that didn't register with me because, you know, I was 16 and really, I was lucky. I was surrounded by people when I was 16. You know what I mean? Whereas I think even people nowadays were really aware that you can have people all around you and you can still feel lonely and dark. And that was never a thing that crossed my mind or was pushed at me when I was young. The only way you'd find that language is watching an episode of Frasier, because Frasier says things and said things back then that's normal language today, but was like real psychiatrist language back in the early noughties. It's odd. But yeah, it passes the McGurdy test of the creepy, lovely, romantic, everything. Even we'll be throwing creepy age gap just to like give it extra points for creepiness.
Yeah, why not? If you must, yeah, go on then.